Guys, welcome back. So we are on week 10. This is called Technology and the Future of Mind. So again, we are looking at implications. Now, we are looking at specifically implications in the future. So this week we're really going to be profiling another extraordinary human being. His name is Ray Kurzweil. He currently works at Google, and he is how a lot of people refer to him as a futurist. And really what his theory is, Jack, is that he talks about the exponential growth of technology. How soon what's going to happen is technology is going to be incorporated within our biology. There's going to be small microchips, small artificial computers that are modulating our homeostatic mechanisms that are in our bodies. We are going to be making sure that, again, we have the correct amount of iron in our blood, that everything is in balance, really, in our bodies. All of the physiological reactions. And this also applies to our brains. We know that there are a lot of neurodegenerative diseases out there, like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
Right.
There's a disease called Huntington's disease that really target the brain. What if there was a way to have technology supplement those areas? Really, what we have to then ask ourselves is to which point that technology will be integrated within us. How far will that technology go? Okay? So what is the point by which we no longer are original biological material and we are artificial computerized material? And what Ray Kurzweil calls this is the singularity. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's kind of hard. It's like the question. At what point do we stop being human, right? Well, that's a difficult question because if you really think about it, all right, let's look at a machine. It is parts that interact with each other. Mm-hmm. Very simple, and very simply, humans are too. So, of course, there's the organic versus non, which I suppose is more important rather than the whole, what is man? But more on point here, it's weird because we've seen the movies, right? We depend too much on technology, it ends up backfiring. But what's interesting to me about that idea is, provided we get things working to our satisfaction, being able to supplement a damaged part of yourself and still be able to operate in full capacity, close to or even full capacity.
Do you think there's a point, though, in what you're saying? Do you think there's a point where we are no longer human?
I think actually that probably could happen because, we have not, at this point in time, come up with an actual artificial intelligence. So there's something about us that's unique.
I think one question that we have to answer here is, can a computerized system, an artificial artifact that we have created, create consciousness? And that is really the question. And I think the mainstream belief right now among scientists is yes. In fact, and around some very prominent philosophers. Sorry, I'm moving.
That's okay, just pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack.
So,
and Jack, you're looking at him? Okay, and you're looking at me.
You had kind of a moment where you were sort of losing it too, so we might be able to cut that out or something. Okay.
Okay, so you're looking at him, and then you'll do a head turn and start talking to me.
Yeah. So I think really the question here is we have to ask ourselves, can an artificial entity, can that produce consciousness? And I think that the overall arching belief among scientists now, among some very prominent professors of philosophy right now that have a very advanced level of thinking is yes, that if you have a complex system that is interconnected in a certain way, that this can produce a level of consciousness.
Yeah, totally. But the question comes down to is, how do we get such a complex system going? That's kind of the hindrance there, you know?
I would agree. But this is what Ray Kurzweil predicts. He calls it the singularity. And what Ray Kurzweil says is that this, is going to happen soon. This is going to happen in his lifetime, and he's kind of an old guy. This is going to happen in our lifetimes, for sure, according to him. And what I would say is that a lot of people believe what Ray Kurzweil believes. It seems it's very logical to think about. It's a very logical stream of thought. What people disagree with Dr. Kurzweil is that this is not going to happen at the rate that he describes. That this is going to take longer than he describes. I would notice something that, when we watch the Transcendent Man, this documentary, and when we watch, when we read the articles, let me start over just in case you can't get approval for that documentary. Okay.
I don't know that we're going to get it. I haven't heard back from them.
Okay. So, when you read the articles on Ray Kurzweil...
Let's start over again. Be looking at Jack. Okay, then pick it up.
When you guys read the articles on Ray Kurzweil, what comes to my mind is that actually, I look at people, he's kind of a fearful human being. He is literally scared of dying. This is his greatest fear. And a lot of us, say that this is, dying is a natural process. Right. It is natural for us to die. But you have to ask ourselves, is the concept of becoming more augmented by technology, does death occur just more slowly?
That is a good question. I mean, if you think about it, right, provided we had the technology in order to increase longevity.
Right.
Right. And your question is, do you still die a death? It's like, that's a fascinating concept to me, because it's like, yeah, where do you draw the line? Truly, where do you draw the line? And I guess we will never know until it's upon us.
I suppose, but this also leads to the concept of identity.
Huh.
Weird, right? But let's think about it. Right now, you will never be the same as you were 1 minute ago. Okay? You are a completely different person. Your atoms are in a different arrangement. Does that mean you are no longer Jack? Does that mean I know this is some, this is not necessarily just philosophy, mumbo jumbo, whatever. Okay? Where are you a different person than you were? And if the answer is no, then why would just adding some augmented technology to you make you a different person? So let's talk about one example here. Do you guys watch Star Trek? Star Trek is an awesome show. Okay? So let me explain a concept to you. I'm going to need to beam you down, Jack, to this planet because there's an alien civilization that really needs your help. And I can promise you that the exact same atoms that compose you in every way will be exactly the same. They are the same ones. That carbon atom that makes you will be the same carbon atom when you get down to that planet. Your response, most people's response is going to be, no problem. That's totally chill. I'm totally okay with my exact molecular composition to be moved. Now, I'm going to give you a different scenario.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that there will be an exact replica of you. That it won't be your exact carbon atom, but I can guarantee you that I will have every atom in the exact same space as it was.
But they're not the actual atoms.
But they're not the actual atoms that were.
Just the same composition.
And now, most people's reaction is going to be, but that's not me anymore. But then you start to remember that all of the atoms in your body are recycled over the course of about 10 years. There's not a single atom that is the same. So what does that say about identity? Are you still the same person? going back to what Ray Kurzweil says, does that really matter? Okay, that we're augmenting ourselves with technology.
I guess you could look at it as if we were just simply states of the overall same picture. You know, every moment where we're a different entity, so to speak, or a different composition, is merely a state of a bigger picture, if that makes sense. You know, and so
Yeah.
from that, I guess, is there a point at which we lose our humanity, or is it merely just a future state in our natural progression?
And we have to ask ourselves, can artificial intelligence feel emotions? Can they feel happiness and sadness and the things and the intense emotions and have what we would call spiritual moments even? So, you know, these are questions that I want you guys to answer in the form of conversation questions. I want you guys to be able to explain what the singularity is, about really what Ray Kurzweil says. I want you guys to tell me if you agree with it or not. I want you guys to have a similar conversation between what Jack and I just had. Okay? So this is a good example for you guys to look at this stuff. Okay? You're going to continue to work on your creative projects. Okay? And I'm really, really happy that you guys are studying this material.